All right, you fucking degenerates. Welcome back to the Drunken Rant Uncensored. It's your boy Liam, back again with the one and only goddamn brainiac Olivia. Liv, baby, are you ready for this shitstorm?
Oh, I think shitstorm is putting it mildly, Liam.
Well, get those thinking caps on and grab your drink of choice, because this week's deep dive is Trump's back, bitches.
Itchy.
Damn straight. And we're gonna dive headfirst into this motherfucking political shit show. I'm talking pardons, tariffs. NATO demands the man's a goddamn machine.
A machine that seems hell-bent on upending the global order, wouldn't you say?
You know it. It's like he never left. Took a little vacation and came back with a vengeance. I mean, those January 6th pardons, talk about a big fuck you to the establishment. What's your take on that, Liv?
Well, from a legal standpoint, he's well within his rights to issue pardons. The controversy stems from, shall we say, the optics of it all?
Optics, schmoptics. The man's keeping his promises, standing up for the people he believes in. Loyalty, that's what it's all about. Something those swamp-dwelling deep state cocksuckers wouldn't recognize if it slapped him in the face.
While I wouldn't necessarily use that language, it's true that his actions resonate with a certain segment of the population who feel ignored by the political elite.
Damn right. But let's not get bogged down in the domestic drama. Trump's making waves on the global stage, too. Did you see his little stunt at Davos? Threatening Europe with tariffs, demanding NATO allies cough up more cash. Shit's about to hit the fan.
It certainly sent a strong message. The tariffs, in particular, could have serious repercussions for the global economy.
Repercussions. More like a goddamn wake-up call. Those European freeloaders have been getting a free ride for too long, siphoning off American wealth while we foot the bill for their defense. It's time they paid their fair share or got the hell out.
That's a rather simplistic view of a very complex issue, Liam, but I understand the sentiment. Many Americans feel that the U.S. has been carrying an unfair burden when it comes to global security and economic aid.
And they're goddamn right. But Trump's not just talking tough, he's actually doing something about it. Freezing foreign aid to those who don't play ball. That's some next level shit.
It's certainly a bold move, one that could have unintended consequences, especially for vulnerable populations who rely on that aid.
Yeah, collateral damage and all that. But hey, you gotta break a few eggs to make an omelet, right? Trump's playing hardball, and I, for one, am loving it. You know, I'm starting to think there's a method to this madness. What do you think, Liv? Is there some grand strategy at play here?
Perhaps, if we look at his actions through a particular lens, a pattern does emerge.
Ooh, I love it when you talk dirty, Liv. Spill the beans. What's the pattern?
Well, it seems that Trump is attempting to project a very specific image of America on the world stage, one that harks back to a different era. An era when America was less concerned with global cooperation and more focused on asserting its dominance.
You told me.
Yes, Liam. There seems to be a strong undercurrent of 19th century thinking in his approach to foreign policy.
Holy shit. Trump's channeling his inner Teddy Roosevelt. This is some deep dive shit right here.
Yeah.
Listeners, we're just getting warmed up. We'll be back after a quick break to explore this 19th century connection and see just how deep this rabbit hole goes. Don't touch that dial.
Welcome back to the Drunken Rant Uncensored, where we dissect the political shitstorm with the precision of a brain surgeon after a six-pack.
Hell yeah. And we've got a big fucking shitstorm brewing this week, folks. Last time we left off with Liv dropping a bomb on us, Trump's foreign policy is straight out of the frickin' 19th century. Liv, baby, fill us in. What's with this whole 19th century vibe?
Think about it this way, Liam. Back in the 19th century, America was all about expanding its territory, throwing its weight around, and using its economic clout to, well, get what it wanted. Sound familiar?
Wait, hold up. Are you saying Trump's trying to turn back the clock? Like, bring back horse-drawn carriages and shit? Yeah, I know he's a little crazy, but even that's a bit much.
Not literally, of course, but his approach to foreign policy, yeah, some pretty damn striking parallels. Take his obsession with tariffs in the 19th century tariffs. Huge tool. Economic policy. Trump. He's taking notes straight from the playbook.
I see what you're getting at. Back then, America was all about protecting its own industries, right?
Yeah.
Screw free trade, let's build shit here and make America rich again.
It's a bit more nuanced than that, Liam.
Oh, come on, Liv. Don't be such a buzzkill. It's like, make America great again, but with top hats and monocles. I kind of dig it.
The point is, Liam, Trump's focus on tariffs and economic nationalism definitely echoes the sentiment of the era.
It's about damn time. We've been getting screwed for decades. The rest of the world's been feasting on America's generosity, taking advantage of us at every turn. Now it's payback time, baby.
No, well, I wouldn't.
You could disagree with me, Liv?
let's just say there are multiple perspectives on this issue.
All right, fine. But it's not just about tariffs, right? The man's got a whole 19th century arsenal up his sleeve. His America First philosophy, his willingness to go it alone, his blatant disregard for international norms. It's like he stepped out of a history book.
I wouldn't go that far, but it's true that his approach is a stark departure from the more collaborative, multilateral approach we've seen in recent decades.
Exactly. And don't forget about the foreign aid freeze. What's the 19th century angle on that one, Liv?
Well, the whole concept of large-scale foreign aid is actually relatively modern. In the 19th century, countries weren't exactly handing out billions of dollars left and right. Assistance was more transactional, often tied to specific political or economic interests.
So Trump's going old school again. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. No more free handouts for countries that don't kiss America's ass.
It seems he's making it clear that foreign aid should serve American interests first and foremost. If a country isn't aligned with those interests, well, their funding might dry up.
Damn, that's cold-blooded. But hey, gotta respect the hustle. Trump's not afraid to play hardball to get what he wants. It's like he's saying to the world, hey, if you want our money, you gotta earn it.
It's a strategy that carries significant risks, Liam.
What?
Cutting off aid to vulnerable countries could destabilize entire regions, potentially leading to humanitarian crises and exacerbating existing conflict.
Yeah, I get it. There's always a downside. But hey, didn't Trump make some exceptions? Like, he's still sending money to Israel and Egypt, right?
That's correct. He's maintained military financing for those key allies in the Middle East.
Smart move. Gotta keep your strategic partners happy, especially in a region as volatile as the Middle East. So we've got the tariffs, the foreign aid freeze, and this whole 19th century badassery. It's like Trump's playing a high-stakes game of global chess, and he's not afraid to sacrifice a few pawns to win.
An interesting analogy, Liam. The question is it chess, or is he just flipping over the board in a fit of rage?
Now that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Is there a method to the madness, or is Trump just winging it? We'll dive deeper into that after a quick break. Well, all right, you beautiful degenerate motherfuckers, welcome back to the grand finale of Trump's back, bitches. Liv, I swear my liver's gonna stage a goddamn mutiny after this, but you gotta admit, this is some top-shelf political entertainment.
I'm sure your liver would appreciate a break, Liam.
Maybe later, sweetheart. Right now, we gotta get to the bottom of this shit. Okay, so Trump's back. He's pissed off like half the goddamn world with his tariffs and that foreign aid freeze, and you're telling me he's channeling some serious 19th century vibes. So is this dude like a mastermind with a grand plan to make America great again? Again? Or is he just winging it like a drunken monkey flinging shit at a wall?
Well, Liam, as I've said before, trying to predict Trump's next move is like trying to nail Jell-O to a wall.
That's a pretty fucking accurate analogy.
But we can analyze his actions so far, try to see if there's any kind of pattern or strategy emerging.
All right, so what's the end game here, Liv? Lay it on me.
Well, if we look at his actions through the lens of his America First philosophy, a few key goals start to come into focus.
Hit me with it.
First, he wants to reassert American dominance on the world stage. Economically, militarily, the whole 9 yards.
Hell yeah, about time.
The tariffs, the NATO demands, it's all about putting America back in the driver's seat.
Damn right. We've been playing nice for too long, letting these other countries walk all over us. Time to show him who's boss.
Second, he seems to be pushing for a more, shall we say, transactional approach to foreign policy. No more blank checks for allies who aren't pulling their weight.
You mean like freeloaders who want to suckle at the teat of American prosperity while we protect our asses?
Precisely.
Well, fuck those guys.
The foreign aid freeze is a perfect example. It's leverage to get other countries to fall in line with American interests.
You better believe it. If you want a piece of the American pie, you gotta pay the goddamn price.
And finally, there's that underlying theme of nostalgia we've been discussing. This desire to return to a time when America was perceived as, well, more powerful, more respected.
So that's where the whole 19th century thing comes in. It's like he's trying to make America great again, for real this time. Like back when we were a bunch of badass cowboys conquering the Wild West and telling the rest of the world to go fuck themselves.
That's a rather colorful way of putting it, Liam.
What can I say? I'm a man of simple pleasures. I like my whiskey strong, my women even stronger, and my America fucking dominant. But here's the thing, Liv. The world's a little more complicated than it was back then. Can this 19th century playbook actually work in the 21st century?
That's the billion-dollar question, isn't it? Globalization has created a world where everything's interconnected. Those kind of isolationist policies Trump seems to favor, they could easily backfire.
Like those tariffs. You think those could actually hurt us in the long run?
It's definitely a possibility. A trade war with Europe wouldn't benefit anyone, including American consumers.
Yeah, nobody wants to pay more for their beer and bacon. But maybe, just maybe, that's all part of Trump's master plan. Force these countries to make concessions, strike better deals, put America first. Risky, sure, but potentially fucking brilliant.
Or disastrously reckless. Only time will tell what the ultimate outcome will be. But one thing's for sure, Trump's back, and he's not playing by the old rules.
He's tearing up the rule book and writing his own. And honestly, I'm kind of here for the chaos.
I suspect chaos is putting it mildly for many world leaders right now.
Let them sweat. The more they freak out, the more I know Trump's doing something right. He's like a bull in a global china shop, and I'm just here for the show. But hey, Liv, we've got to wrap this up. Any final words of wisdom for our listeners before we sign off?
Well, folks, we've explored Trump's first week back in office, taken a deep dive into his policies, and tried to figure out what the hell is going on in that brain of his. What conclusions you draw from all this, that's up to you. But whatever you do, don't just blindly accept what the mainstream media is shoving down your throats. Think for yourselves, do your own research, and for God's sake, stay tuned to the Drunken Rant Uncensored for your weekly dose of unfiltered, uncensored political analysis. And please, as always, drink responsibly.
Spoil sport. All right, you magnificent bastards. Until next time, stay beautiful, stay badass, and don't let the bastards grind you down. Cheers.